back to Vidyanagar online science class. How are you all? I hope you are fine at your home. Today I am here to discuss with you the few points from our 6th chapter, Combustion and Flame. At the end of today's module, you will learn about flames, different sources of flames and calorific value. Let's move to our today's class. Okay. What happens when we burn a magnesium ribbon? Can you say what happens when we burn a magnesium ribbon? When we burn a magnesium ribbon, we get the products like magnesium oxide, heat and light. So which are the products we get from the burning of magnesium ribbon? Burning of magnesium ribbon produces magnesium oxide, heat and light. What is the speciality of that flame? Magnesium ribbon burns with white dazzling flame. Magnesium ribbon burns with white dazzling flame. Correct. So today we are going to discuss about flames and its different zones in the first part of our class. So what is today's first point of discussion? Flames. Before stepping into this concept, we have to know that all the substances produces flames or not. If there is any substances which do not produce flames. Now we are going to discuss about these. The substance which vaporizes during burning produces flame. The substance which vaporizes during burning produces flames. What is this vaporization? Have you heard about vaporization? Vaporization is the another word of evaporation. Vaporization is the another word of evaporation. What is evaporation? Evaporation is the process in which liquid changes to gas. What is evaporation? Evaporation or vaporization is the process in which liquid changes to gas. Water heats, water changes to steam. Water is a liquid, steam is a gas. So that is evaporation or vaporization. So the substances which vaporize or the substances which changes to gas from the liquid during burning only gives flames. If the liquid substances changes to gaseous form on burning gives flames like kerosene. Kerosene, when we burn the kerosene, it produces flames. Why? Kerosene is a liquid and when we burn the kerosene, it changes to gaseous form. So they produces flames. So the substances produces or the substances vaporizes during burning only produces flames. LPG gives flames. Why? Because it changes to gaseous form. So if the substance changes to gaseous form, they gives flames like kerosene, LPG, natural gas, etc. If a substance produces or if a substance vaporizes during burning gives flames. Clear? Okay. And the substances like coal and charcoal. The substances like coal and charcoal do not form flames. Can you say why? Because they do not vaporize. They do not vaporize. Okay? Because you see, carbon or charcoal or coal contains carbon. Right? And this charcoal and coal are solids. They are solids. Solid changes to liquid, not to gas. Solid changes to liquid. You know, there are some rare substances, they changes from solid to gas, that we will discuss in the next year. Right? Anyway, for 8th standard student, you have to know that solid only changes to liquid, not to gas. If they not changes to gas, they do not vaporize. If they do not vaporize, they do not give flames. So, coal and charcoal does not give flames because they do not vaporize. Why they do not give flames? Because they do not vaporize. They changes to liquid, not to gas. Liquid to gas is vaporization, right? If they vaporize, we get the flames. But the substances like coal and charcoal only, coal and charcoal do not vaporize, right? So they do not give flames. And the burning of coal and charcoal gives huge amount of fumes. See, burning of coal and charcoal gives or produces huge amount of fumes, black fumes. These black fumes may contain carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, sulfur trioxide, etc. Right? So they are pollutants. Burning of coal and charcoal produces pollutants because they do not produce any flames but they produce fumes. These fumes pollute the surroundings. So the substance which vaporizes during burning gives flame like kerosene and LPG. The substances like charcoal and coal do not produce as flame because they do not vaporize. These substances, coal and charcoal, produces more amount of fumes. These fumes pollute the surroundings. Guys, let me ask you one thing. You may notice that the utensils or the pot your mother used in the kitchen contains, black deposits it's under, right? You may see that there is a black deposits or black color substances under the utensils. Can you say how these black deposits formed there? Is that black deposit is due to any chemical reaction? Now we are going to discuss about that. See, combustion can be divided into two. Complete combustion and incomplete combustion. Which are the two types of combustion? Combustion are of two types. Complete combustion and incomplete combustion. The name itself indicates complete combustion means combustion process is complete. Nothing is there to burn. Nothing balance is there to burn. But in case of incomplete combustion, little more substances there balance to burn. So, complete combustion indicates the combustion process is complete, the route is clear, nothing is there balance. Complete combustion gives blue flames. Complete combustion gives blue flames. If you see, you may see that the flames are of two color, right? Blue and yellow. Blue color flame is there, yellow color flame is there. What is the difference? How these two differentiate? How can we differentiate these two? Blue flame indicate complete combustion. If you see the blue flames anywhere, you have to know that in that case the combustion process is complete. Nothing is there. So complete combustion gives blue flames and incomplete combustion gives yellow flames. If there is yellow flames, you have to know that there the combustion is not complete, something is there balance. That something is there, balance is due to the, blocking of the nozzle of the burner, or there may be some other problems. Due to that, the combustion may be incomplete. Anyway, incomplete combustion gives yellow flames. Incomplete combustion gives yellow flames, as well as incomplete combustion produces black deposits under the utensils. Now you tell me why the utensils lower section contain black deposit. That is due to the incomplete combustion. Normally you may see that if we prepare the dishes over the LPG stove, there will be, nothing under the utensils, clean. Why? Because there the combustion is complete. But if you do the same with chulas, with, stones, 3 stones together to make a chulas, right? So if we prepare in olden times, you just compare that, compare that in olden times. In olden times, how they made food. They made, now now only the technology developed and gas stoves and induction cookers etc. derived, right? But in olden times, only their way to cook the food was chulas. In that case, incomplete combustion. So that due to the incomplete combustion, you can see the black deposits under the utensils. So hereafter, you have known that blue flames, complete combustion, yellow flames, incomplete combustion, and incomplete combustion gives black deposits or sooty deposits. Black deposit is due to the, so that black deposit is the balance substance. That black deposit is actually what? I just told you, in case of incomplete combustion, something is there balance. So that balance substance, form as a black deposits under the utensils. So complete combustion gives blue flames, incomplete combustion gives yellow flames. Okay, now we are going to discuss about the structure of a flame. Structure of a flame. Okay, when you closely examine the flame, you can see, there is 3 layers for a flame. How many layers for a flame? 3 layers. How can we differentiate these 3 layers? First one is the outermost zone. In the flame, you can see, outermost, just bluish shade you can see, right? So that is the outermost zone. Just down of it, moderately hot, or middle zone and lowermost zone. So which are the 3 sections? Outermost zone, middle zone, lowermost zone. Again we can divide. Outermost zone is the hottest zone. Which is the hottest zone? Where is the hotness is maximum? Hotness is maximum at the outermost zone. So outermost zone is the hottest zone. Then middle zone is the moderately hot zone, and lowermost zone is the least zone. So in 2 ways we can divide: outer zones, middle zones, lowermost zone, or outermost zone, middle zone, or innermost zone. In any way, outermost zone is the hottest zone. Outermost zone is the hottest zone, and middle zone is the moderately hot, and lowermost zone is the least zone. Tell me, which is the hottest zone? Hottest zone is outermost zone. Which is the, so when we prepare something or when we burn something, where we have to show our fuel? We have to show our fuel at the outermost zone. Why? Outermost zone is the hottest zone. Don't forget this, okay? Which is the hottest zone? Outermost zone is the hottest zone. Or which is the least hot? Lowermost zone. And middle layer is moderately hot. Now you tell me, why the goldsmith blows outermost zone? Why he is blowing to the outermost zone? There is only one answer. Outermost zone is the hottest zone. So if you want to cook anything or like something, you have to face under the outermost zone, because outermost zone is the hottest zone. So there are 3 layers for the flame: outermost zone, middle zone, or lowermost zone. Or outermost zone is the hottest zone, moderately hot, then lowermost zone is the least hot. So which are the 3 layers of the flame? Outermost zone, middle zone, innermost zone. Outermost zone, middle zone, innermost zone. Outermost zone in blue color. Outermost zone in blue color. Middle zone is yellow color, and innermost zone is black color. Why outermost zone is blue color? Because complete combustion. And why middle zone is in the inner yellow color? Because incomplete combustion. So why the outermost zone is hottest? Because there the combustion process is complete. So complete combustion gives blue flame. So outermost zone in blue color, middle zone in yellow color, and innermost zone in black color. And which is the hottest zone? The hottest zone is outermost zone. That's why blacksmiths blows through the pipes to the outermost zone, because it is the hottest zone. Okay, now we are going to discuss about calorific value. What is calorific value? Calorific value is the amount of heat energy produced on complete combustion of 1 kilogram of a fuel is called calorific value. Calorific value is the amount of heat energy produced when 1 kilogram of a fuel burnt. That is calorific value. Calorific value is the amount of heat energy produced on complete combustion of 1 kilogram of a fuel is known as calorific value. Which means when we burn 1 kilogram of a fuel, why 1 kilogram? Because 1 is a standard value. That's why. When we burn 1 kilogram of a fuel, how much amount of heat energy we get from that reaction is calorific value. So on burning 1 kilogram of a fuel, how much amount of heat energy we get from that reaction is calorific value. The amount of heat energy produced on complete combustion of 1 kilogram of a fuel. When 1 kilogram of fuel burns, how much amount of heat energy it produced? That is calorific value, and the SI unit of calorific value is kilojoules per kg. Kilojoule indicate heat energy and kg amount. So kilojoules per kg is the SI unit of calorific value. And what is calorific value? Calorific value is the amount of heat energy produced on complete combustion of 1 kilogram of a fuel. When 1 kilogram of a fuel burns, how much heat energy produced from that reaction is calorific value. Amount of heat energy produced on complete combustion of 1 kilogram of a fuel is known as calorific value. And the SI unit of calorific value is kilojoules per kg.
Calorific value of some fuel. Calorific value different for different fuels. Cow dung 6,000 to 8,000, wood 17,000 to 22,000, coal 25,000 to 33,000, petrol 45,000, kerosene 45,000, diesel 45,000, methane 50,000, CNG 50,000, LPG 55,000, biogas 35,000 to 40,000, hydrogen 1,50,000.
It's time to conclude today's class. Watch the video carefully. We will meet you soon with another concept. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day ahead.